We're in. Feels like a nice fish. Get this in the net very quickly. Right, there we go, we're in. Hi folks, and welcome back to the River Fossa Fishing YouTube channel. It's just a few days before Christmas now, and I've come out for a very wintry feeling session. It is absolutely ice cold today. My hands are already numb and all I've done is just walk down the bank a little bit. But we're going to be out today targeting some fish that don't mind the cold at all, and that's grayling. So we've come out to this tiny river here. I've brought a Centrepin, a Young's Trot, so we're going to have a trot through and hopefully get into a couple of fish today. Let's get on with it. We're in. Feels like a nice fish. Not sure what it is. Could be trout, it could be grayling. Hopefully it's a grayling. Looks like a grayling, just saw a quick flash of silver. Oh, that's a nice one. Let's try and get this in the net. Oh. Yes, there we go. What a nice fish. Beaut. Well, on a very cold day, from a tiny little stream, we managed to land our first small grayling. Absolutely brilliant fun on the Centrepin reel. This guy is like a block of ice, so we're going to get him straight back into the water, resting before we slip him back. Well, I'm so happy to land the first grayling of the session. It is absolutely freezing out here today, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to last. The wind is biting into my fingers. I'm going to have a few more trots through here, and if not, move down and find some other good looking spots. Yes, we're in. This feels good. This feels like a good fish. Oh, I think that's a trout. However, feels like a nice fish, whatever it is. Oh yeah, that's definitely a trout. Yikes. Oh. Get this in the net very quickly. Yeah, there we go. In it goes. Well, this is a very nice fish, and although an out-of-season trout, gave me a very good fight and a really good account of itself in this heavy flow here. I'm not going to get it out of the net for you, but I'll just lift it out very quickly before we slip it back, just making sure it's good and strong before we slip him back into this quite quick flow here. Well, that was a pretty decent trout for this stretch. Not the biggest I've ever had out of here, but getting there. Out of season, unfortunately, but we'll definitely be back when the trout season kicks off again and see if we can get a few of them out. I'm going to have another couple of trots through in this swim and just see if anything else is hanging around, although I think after that trout splashing everywhere, that's probably quite unlikely. But you never know. This is a very long swim and I've fed it quite a bit. So yeah, fingers crossed. If not, we'll just keep moving down and try and find somewhere new. Well, the big glide just behind me always looks good for a fish, but it's actually quite shallow and quite featureless. It's just very, very sandy. So I've never actually had anything from there, despite the fact I've fished it quite a few times. I think this time, as I'm a little bit short on time, I'm just going to skip it and we're going to head round the bend to another couple of good spots I know just round the corner. Well, one of my most used pieces of kit when I'm fishing down here is actually just the plummet. I think to catch these fish you need to be fishing just scraping the bottom, you know, just so you don't snag and you can get a clean run. So I keep clipping this on in nearly every swim or every stretch as it changes depth, just to make sure I'm bang on the right depth to maximise my chance of landing fish. Well, I'm in. I was very briefly in again, and I think that was a trout. So I'm not too worried that that's popped off. Right, there we go, we're in. I think that's a trout again, isn't it? Is that a little grayling? Let's get this guy in the net. Well, we were just trotting through. I had a take that I missed. It instantly bumped off, so I fed a little bit more, had another couple of trots through, and I think on the third time down, another small grayling took it. At first I thought it was a little trout because it was splashing about so much, but yeah, it's an absolutely tiny grayling. So let's have a quick look at this guy. There it is, a nice little micro grayling, but definitely the future of this river. So I've just slipped that fish back and we've got a bit of rain that started to come down now. There's also only about 30 minutes left of daylight, which is probably about as much time as it will take me to walk back up to the car. So I'm probably going to wrap this session up. I really hope you have enjoyed it. I think this is an excellent way to spend a few hours fishing, roving and trying the Centrepin, trotting many, many different swims until you connect to a fish, and then just feeling that fight as well. Even the small fish feel really, really good when you're playing them on a Centrepin reel. It's great fun. So if you have enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button, leave me a comment down below, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you want to help grow the channel and maybe stay up to date with videos, have a think about subscribing. I hope you have a brilliant Christmas, and until the next video, tight lines.